All right. Probably would have helped if I added myself to the stream to actually be on it. So hello. Sorry for the ones that joined and then I wasn't here. I mean, I was, but you guys obviously couldn't hear me. So I'll give it a few minutes again and then I'll start what I was talking about. I'm going to mute it for right now real quick though. Hello, Bruce. Can you hear me now? Hello, Tina. Hello, Chrissy. Sorry, guys. I didn't have it on right. I'm still learning this. You guys got to give me some slack here. Apparently, I didn't add myself to the stream, whatever that is. So that's why I wasn't there. So can you guys hear me now? Can you put a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me? All right. So I was talking about to myself and nobody could hear me. We have an update for Mr. Murderer. I don't even like to call him by his damn name. He ain't nothing but a murderer. 1. All right, perfect. So I'm going to play this little clip. It's from today's news. In 1 second when I figure it out. Here we go. And then let me know if you guys can hear this.
Welcome back, KMK here at the Fox 5 update desk. Well, the man who confessed to killing 2-year-old Amari Nicholson was expected in court this morning, but we just found out that Terrell Rhodes did not appear. The judge says it's due to quarantining. However, a criminal complaint was filed today. Rhodes will be arraigned in 2 weeks on June 1st at 8 a.m. Fox 5 will, of course, be there when that happens. For now, that's the latest here at the Fox 5 update desk. Jason, Alyssa, I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, so I don't know if you guys heard that. He did not show up in court today due to some type of quarantine situation. I don't know if he's sick himself or if he was around somebody. Hopefully he's sick and hacking up a lung. I hope he can't breathe at night. I know that sounds rude, but I'm dead serious after what he did. So I also was talking about Taylor's phone going missing or being stolen, allegedly. I don't know. Still trying to figure out how somebody got a hold of her phone, why they're selling cars in the middle of a tragedy. I mean, I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know how these people got in possession of the phone. Apparently, she has it back. People were talking about like, oh, give it to the police. Oh, go through it. This, that. You probably couldn't go through it because I'm sure there was a password. So unless you knew the password, you were not going to be able to go through her phone. Giving it to the police, I'm sure the police already have it or had it. My apologies. And went through it, got what they needed out of it. And if they still want it, they can access it. They're cops. They can do whatever they want. They don't need the phone in hand. Locations and stuff for a reason. So Nikki, thank you for keeping it real and not being a weed, destroying the harvest before it comes. Yes, you're welcome, Tina. I know they could see the text messages. I saw some of those screenshots. Still weird to me. I'm confused about the cell phone thing. I'm glad she got it back, only for the simple fact that I'm sure there's pictures and videos of Amari on there that probably cannot be replaced. So does she deserve a phone? Probably not. Does she deserve to talk to people and have a good life and enjoy her time? No, she shouldn't. She should be paying just as much as other people are for her actions, his actions, and also for poor Amari. She's probably bailing him out, Sarah. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, just a day before he was arrested, I mean, she told her grandmother that he was all she had. So, I mean, you think it would dramatically change once you found out this person that you only have took the life of your child, but I don't know. So, I don't know if her phone was taken away. Supposedly somebody said that the stepdad sold his truck and the phone was in it. I don't know. I don't know why we're selling cars in the middle of this situation. Like, I wouldn't even have time to shower, let alone try to sell a car. If anybody in my family was just murdered by their significant other, or if it was my own child. So I'm confused on how they all are going about this or doing this or whatever. I do know that the Bio family was at court today. I had somebody there and they were able to verify that he did not come to court, but there was at least 7 people there of the Bio family. I did recall seeing in the picture that I was sent the 2 aunts that were out here during the search, as well as the Bio dad. So they were there. But he did not show. So his court date is set for June 1st at 8 a.m. And there was no Taylor that was seen today at court. Could be, Tina. Could be. We're not really sure. Apparently her grandma, the grandma Carrie, was pleading to these people that had the phone to give back, the phone to Taylor. They were trying to get a hold of Taylor, but apparently, she's taken off her social media and all of that. So there was not any information there. Yeah, we should call All Stars bail bonds, and we should ask if they have him on bail at all. So, I mean, I think she should be charged. Will she be charged? I don't know. But even me as a mother, if I left my child with my significant other and he was beaten to death, I would be standing here blaming nobody but myself. And I'd be standing here totally understanding of why everybody is at me or coming at me like that or looking at me like that. I would expect you guys to. You know what I mean? They did switch rooms. That is confirmed by the grandmother. I can actually read you word for word. Give me 1 second. All right, so let me go to this message here. Okay, so when I asked the grandmother about the plane ticket and like when they were leaving and how long they were supposed to stay and all of that, my words to her was, now we talked a lot, so give me just a minute. I apologize. So I asked her, I said, I recently seen a screenshot that stated that there was a prior ticket for Taylor from you to Colorado, April 27th. Is that correct? She wrote me back and she said, whoops, I'm sorry, I just scrolled and it went all the way back up. Jesus. Oh my goodness, sorry guys. She said, yes, I did switch the ticket. Amari had to go to the doctor and she was trying to get them a new room because the old one had mold, is what I was told. I said, doctors for what? A sickness or for the mold that was in the room? Or was it just a checkup? She said, he had ringworm. I said, oh no. And you said your mom had him up until December, correct? Why did she have him? What was the reason for your daughter leaving him with her? And how long did your mother have your grandson? She said most of last year, she left him with my parents to go be with Terrell. I said, what made her want him back all of a sudden? She says, who knows? I said, oh, wow. And she mentions on the text to your mom, look what God has done to my two babies. Why is he playing with me? Did she lose another child by chance? Or what is this child she is speaking of? Was that child kidnapped or taken as well? Maybe from the state? She said, no, she placed her for adoption willingly when she was 14. She wants sympathy. She plays the victim very well. I said, sad. I'm sorry. I know that victim card too well. I have someone in my family who likes to play that card as well. I'm sorry that you're going through this, and I'm sorry that she's always trying to play the victim. You know your daughter out of everybody the best. What do you think is going on here? I saw that you have been posting in groups, so you're obviously not with her. You must think that she is wrong in some way, correct? Yes, I do. I do not trust neither of them. I said, okay, thank you. She says, thank you. I'm headed to surgery. And I said, do you know if they searched the apartment for like fingerprints and stuff like that? Both apartments, not just the one that they recently moved to? She said they did Wednesday night. And then I said, searched it or saw him on camera? What are you talking about? She said, they searched it. They tore the room apart. They found blood on the wall, but it was Terrell's. So they tore their old and new room apart while searching all the family's homes for him. Love you too. Have a good day. So, yeah, I don't know. No, I don't think it's another CPS cover up, Amanda. What I think is that CPS didn't do their job. When they showed up, there might have been no signs of abuse. I have a friend that works for CPS, and Vegas CPS is they're pretty strict. I have two adopted children myself who I had to deal with 8 years of CPS coming to my house because they were not fostered. They were just placed with me because it's like a family friend. She was like an aunt, and all of her kids were taken, and I took the daughter that was 13 and pregnant, and I had to deal with CPS here once a month. Every other month was unexpected, so they did not tell me what time they were coming, when they were coming. They just popped up. Hello, knock, knock, wake up. You could have been asleep, could have been in the shower, could have been doing the nasty, whatever you were doing. They're knocking on the door, unexpected, out here. They gave the mother over a year to get her child back. And in my eyes, she didn't deserve 2 months, let alone 12. She still ended up losing her children, and I had full custody of them. The 13-year-old is now 22. She's graduated from high school in cosmetology. She is not in a good place at this current moment, but she is not living in my home. So, and that is her own choice. I have her daughter. Her daughter is now 8, and I have raised her since she was born. So, and I do not deal with CPS with the baby, like the daughter. I only had to deal with it with the 13-year-old when she came because she was taken from her mother for allegations of neglect, drug use in the parents and all of that stuff, not maintaining a job or a home. So CPS, I do not believe is at fault other than not coming back. I think because they came once and they didn't see what was being told to them, they should have came back one more time, because normally here in Vegas, when a case is open, it's open for 30 days no matter what. If you're going to be, your kids are going to be taken, if they're not going to be taken, once somebody calls on you in the state of Nevada, that case is open for 30 days. So I don't know why they did not make another contact back to that house within that 30-day time frame before that case was closed, because it stayed open for 30 days. No matter what anybody says, that case was open for 30 whole days. So that's where I think they messed up, was just not by going back. But I don't think it's a CPS cover up. No, because our CPS workers here are very rude, very strict. So she either got a new worker that came to her house, or somebody that was recently transferred into making house visits, because there's different CPS people that answer the phones, people that take in the complaints. They probably should have. It depends on how many complaints they actually received. From what the news out here states, there was only one confirmed case in June of 2020. So if there was no other prior calls, if there was no other prior cases, that means there was no other calls. That means that one call was the only call that came in about Amari being abused. That was it. Because if there would have been several, the case would have remained open and they would have continued to keep going back unexpectedly. And I know that for experience. So I'm not saying that CPS doesn't have crooked people. Every place in this United States of America, every department of something has somebody crooked. Police, ambulance, firefighter, whatever, somebody's crooked. There's definitely a crooked person in the mix, for sure, 100%. But I don't think that that's what happened with the case, because it was the grandmother, like she stated on the news, that she had reported to CPS for abuse, because she has pictures of Amari with bruises. So I do believe it was just the grandmother. And that's another thing. If she was out of state making that call, they don't take those very serious, because you need to be here to physically be able to see the abuse and physically be able to see the neglect. You can't just be on the phone with somebody and think that you're hearing them get beat, or think that they're not getting fed, and then call CPS. Those types of things here in Nevada, I know for a fact, because I have the pamphlet and the packet for CPS. When they're called from an anonymous caller or from a family or friend, they have 72 hours to come out and check that location, that child or that person that's been reported. Okay. If it's a school, a doctor, or anybody that's like, what is the word I'm looking for? Like anything related with like schools and doctors and counselors and things like that, if they were to call and report, they have 24 hours to report to that location. And they take it more serious when a doctor or a school is calling. And I also know that for a fact, because my daughter's best friend just had CPS at her house, because her mother just went to prison for some stupid stuff that she was doing. And my daughter and her friend were skating on a skateboard home from the park. I picked them up when I got the phone call that she fell and hurt her leg. I arrived. I picked her up. I put her in my car. She went to the doctors, and the doctors assumed that she was being abused. So they sent CPS to her house the very next day. I could confirm as a witness, she was not, that knee situation was not from being beat. She fell. I picked her, my daughter, my nephew, and my son up. So even though they had to come out because it was a doctor, they came within 24 hours. They spoke to the kids. My daughter was actually at her friend's house when they arrived. And they didn't see any abuse, the CPS worker. They can tell that she fell. They believe her story, but the case is still open and they will be coming back to check on her. That's what they do here. So the reason they did not go back for Amari is very strange because I think the allegations of abuse were very slim from grandma. Let me catch up on these comments. Nikki dropped the link. Okay, give me just 1 second. Maybe her grandparents wouldn't give him back and she called CPS herself. And her grandparents, because no, her grandparents gave the kids back or gave the kid back. No, that's a total speculation, Sarah. The child was given back. She went and picked up the child from the grandparents. The only thing that's unknown is why she all of a sudden went and picked him up, because she apparently dropped him off the year prior and didn't want to take care of him, according to Grandma Carrie. No, I don't think it was in June of 2020. I'd have to go back and look at the date. I don't think she gives me a date. I think she just tells me he was with them up until December of last year, till she came and took him back. I would have to confirm that with the grandmother of exactly how much. She just said most of the year before. So that would have been 2019, Sarah. Because she just got him back in December of 2021. I do believe. Let me double check what she said to me about that. Yeah, she did say up until December. So let me see here. He had been with my parents until December. She defies any good advice she has ever given and will not leave this man who beats her. She was going to be here for 5 weeks. That's why I bought 2 plane tickets and him a bed and a kid potty for my house. I am at such a loss with this unruly child of mine. She angers me to no end. There are many holes in both of their stories, and I do not trust either of them. The call came in at 6:30 Vegas time from her asshole boyfriend thing, and that's when I bought a return ticket and got her to the airport. So yes, that's correct, Sarah. She did not tell me when let me see. I don't think she gives me a time on that. But I believe the complaint so this goes into the room. Yeah, she doesn't say when she made it. She just said there's been several complaints made to CPS, but it can't be several, because if there was several, they would have kept going back and the news would have had that report. And there has only been one confirmed case for Amari, and that was in June of 2020. So they called in June and they had to come out in June. So I don't think Amari did anything or Amari's dad did anything to get him back. I do have one message from the father of a screenshot that he did ask Taylor if he could come and stay with her or with him until she got her own place. She never answers that question in the text message. So that's the only thing I can say that I saw him try to do, is he asked if Amari could come and stay with him until she got her own place. So there must have been something, she was trying to get away from this guy, trying to get her own spot, something along those lines for him to ask that. Okay, I'll go check it. Give me just a second. She was talking to Amari's dad on Monday, 2 days before the child went missing. And to me, the text message looks very close. Like they look like they have a close relationship, because he asked her in the text message, if something pops off, do you got me? And she says yes. He also asks, when are y'all coming back to Vegas? That right there should put her away for lying right there. Because she knew when she stood on the news claiming that her bio dad's family came and took this baby. No, they didn't, because you just talked to the bio dad 2 days before that, honey. And he thought you and his baby were in Colorado. So what in the hell would he go to your apartment at the Suites or any of his family to get your baby? That wasn't even there. You told him you didn't know when you were coming back. That's what you said. I don't know why. Is something wrong? And he said no. So, excuse me? I'm sorry. You stood right there next to him claiming that you believed his story, that this lady just randomly came up 3 flights of stairs at 6:30 in the morning and took him. I mean, he went as far as talking about, we got up, made him breakfast. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You got up and his pants were wet and you beat him. You didn't make him no breakfast. Ain't nobody knocked on the door. We all knew that story was bullshit from the get-go. As soon as they spoke on that interview, if you have any common sense, you already knew that story was for the birds, okay? For the birds. And then she stands right next to him, I can hear it clearly still, and I can replay it when the news reporter asked her again. So a lady came up and got Amari, or he gave Amari to her. No, he didn't give him to nobody. They took him. Really? How do you know that? You sure standing next to him, defending him like that, but who they took him, the bio sister you claimed? No, that's bullshit, because you were just talking to the bio dad, and the bio dad didn't even know that his kid was left here. No, we have not, Mama B. We are waiting on that. That is going to be another bomb. When did he really die and time? Because I don't know if I believe Wednesday. All right, let me look at what Slim said. Oh, this is really long. I'll have to read it in a minute. Looks interesting though, Slim. Ugh. I didn't even know she had a sister, to be honest with you. How did you find the sister, Slim? Hold on, Bruce. Let me get you the link. I agree with you on that, Tina. I have a little bit of a feeling of that. I mean, I will, like I've told some of my friends and some of the people in my Discord, I would be very, very surprised if it comes back that he passed on Wednesday. I will be shocked because the story just doesn't add up. She had full custody of Amari, Tina. She had full custody. So she did have every right to tell him, nope, I don't need to bring him to you. Nope, he doesn't need to come stay with you until I get my own place. Nope, nope, nope. She had every right. Because you would think if he called the cops at 6:30 in the morning after he calls Taylor, before he calls Taylor, however it worked, he's going to run outside really quick after it just happened, and he's going to go dispose of the body while the cops are on their way. I'm confused. You can get caught going down the stairs with a body because Metro is definitely pulling up as soon as you make that phone call, whether it's 311 or 911. You just said there's a 2-year-old missing. They're on their way. And that area is hot for cops as it is. And there's this police station not far from there. So they were already en route when they got that call. They were there probably within, I want to say 5 minutes, maybe 10. So you didn't go walk in and dig up a body and do all that, or dig up a hole and put a body in there in that hours of time. It had to be the day before or the day before that, or it had to have been Friday when Taylor left. Yes, Sophia, yes. It's never added up from the beginning. I don't think she could have believed his story. How you video chatted your son on Friday. Okay, this is the biggest red flag right here. This is the biggest red flag. You video chatted with your son on Friday, April 30th. Nothing. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I just went out of town for less than 48 hours and I talked to my children 10 times. I video chatted my daughter 3. I video chatted my son twice. I spoke to the adults that were watching my children. And I was only gone for less than 48 hours. You're going to tell me all day Saturday, all day Sunday, all day Monday, all day Tuesday, you did not speak to your son and think anything was wrong, knowing this guy has beat your ass before, as well as your child? You're full of donkey shit, and I don't believe it. I don't believe it for 1 second that her motherly instinct did not tell her something was not right. And then when you randomly get that call Wednesday morning, when it's going on almost 5 days of no talking to your son, and you believe he was kidnapped by the bio family that you were just talking to 2 days prior that thought you were in Colorado with the baby, get out of here. Get out of here. Please, open your eyeballs. Open them. It ain't dark. Open it. Shit's lighter than them. It's light. You can see it. Within yards, mama. Mama be within yards. Within. Okay. Bruce, I think I'm doing this right. Give me a minute. If anybody wants to join, here's the link. I'm going to pause this really quick. I need to go grab a drink. Give me just 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Let me catch up. Nikki, do you know when her mom bought which tickets? There was an original date of April 27th, but they were switched. She needed a few more days because Amari apparently had ringworm. But the grandmother stated that didn't look like ringworm because it was on the head and it looked like the little boy was missing a chunk of hair. We're not really sure, JB, about the recording. That's just something that grandma has stated, the news, or Metro or LVMPD or homicides detectives, they have not disclosed that information. So as far as we're aware, the video is speculation. It's a speculate type of thing. The grandmother stated that when I found out that Amari was no longer with us, I was very upset. And I'm not going to lie, I messaged the grandmother and said, how could you stand next to your daughter, knowing the signs and the symbols from both of them, considering your daughter? Don't tell me that you knew as well. She said, no, I didn't. I'm going to throw up. They had found a video in his deleted shit on his phone. He took a video doing it and then deleted it because he wet his pants. He got put in a dumpster. That is what the grandmother told me on May 11th at 5:39 p.m. That was before any information indicated where he was exactly found. We only knew the location of the Siegel Suites. It is not confirmed from news or any police out here. It is only said from the grandmother. And that's another thing that makes me believe. How did you know there was video? Because the cops didn't tell you that. I'm sorry, but you're in Colorado. You're not here. You're not really involved in this other than she went to see you. So I'm sure they've spoke to you. But they are not going to call you up or let you call them, and they're not going to tell you, oh, yeah, we found a deleted video in his phone and he recorded it. They're not going to do that. I don't even think they would update the public to something like that. And if they did, I think it would be along the lines of something like, during our investigation, we came across video and photo that indicates what Terrell said was true. Something like that. Yes, the grandmother told me this, Mama B. I spoke to the grandma every day that the child was missing from that alleged report of the missing till the discovery of his body. And then she blocked me because she didn't like what I had to say. And that's fine. She still talks to another me. She just doesn't know it. Okay, Bruce, I'm going to be on just a little bit longer. My husband's having car issues. We have to have a tow truck come. So I think he's going to have to take my car. I'm going to have to maybe get a rental. I sent every message that I have ever received over to the investigator on the case, as well as my partner that I've been working with and the two girls that have set up with me that visual candle light up the night for Amari. We're actually doing drive for Amari on Wednesday at 6:30. We're going to drive from the park over there down to the suites, the Siegel Suites where he was found, through the Siegel Suites, out, down and around into the Emerald Suites, down and around and out and up to Desert Inn in Paradise. Yeah, that's a good question too, Tina. I don't know. I don't know if I would tell my mom either. I mean, I don't know, because I mean, I don't know. What would you do in that situation? What happens if he did it right in front of her? You know, maybe he was beating on her and then he beat on the kid and then something happened to the kid. I mean, you're going to be deathly afraid, right, to say something at that current moment. What I don't understand is why her mouth never opened once she got to the airport. Do you know how many police and security are there? All she had to do was say, excuse me, come here. Look, I don't want to get into it, but I'm in a messed up situation. I live with a guy. You know, you can call him whatever you want to call him. He's abusive. He's abusing me and my child. I had a ticket for my child to come with me and he wouldn't let him come, or he made me keep him there. I got to book this flight because it's about to leave and my mom needs me. But I need you guys to go get my son. And you guys need to go there quietly and secretly and get my son. She could have opened her mouth at the airport if she really was scared for her life and scared for Amari's to leave him there. She could have definitely said something at that airport. You know what else she could have done? When she arrived in Colorado, she could have called the police. She could have sent the police to her room because he's not the biological father. They would have took that child right out of his care, right out of it. No questions asked. Now, if it would have been left at the bio dad's, that would have been a different story because here in Vegas, that's a civil suit. You can go in, I can leave right now with all 3 of my kids and go to the other side of Vegas at a friend's house and tell my husband I'm not coming home. And he can call the police all he wants and tell them that I have my children with me, and he wants them. And the officer is going to tell him, I'm sorry, sir, but this is a civil suit and you're going to need to contact the courts. As long as neither one of us leave from this state, it is not kidnapping because it's your own child. Exactly, Tita. Hello, Sunshine. Hello, everybody joining. Thank you guys so much for joining. I appreciate it. All right, we're going to have Bruce on.
Hey, what's
Hello?
up, Nikki?
What's up?
So I heard now that you remember when China was live with SP, right?
I didn't quite catch that because I was out of town, but I did get plenty of messages about it and like the video sent to me. I actually haven't got to watch it, but I'm planning on it. But I do know some about it because I've gotten messages.
Okay, yeah, because I wrote in chat that I guess there was, I don't know if it was Terrell's family, but there were family down there, and then there was some I guess gang people I guess were down there, and I guess Saturday night there was a lady that actually came on and said people got hurt. No, I don't know. But I don't know. They wouldn't really talk. They just said that there were people there and family was there and people were, I guess people got, hurt. So I don't know. SP and China said that they might, they were going to talk about it at a later date. I don't know if they're doing it today because usually today's SP does on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But obviously she came on because stuff came up and she was out there. So I don't know. It's a little weird to me.
Yes, I did hear that. I actually did get sent a screenshot of some other group that was commenting about that. Apparently there was some type of friction. I'm not sure if somebody got hurt. I don't know if there was a fight. I don't know if it was words that were exchanged. I do know that the bio family is in town. They were seen at the courthouse today, several of them, including the bio dad.
Right.
So I would not put it past any of them being at the memorial over there and something taking off if something, somebody said something or whatnot. But I mean, they're upset, the bio family for sure. They were accused of kidnapping,
Oh yeah. Yeah. The mother, she did from the get go blame them. So, and it's really sad because, when like the truth's gonna come out. It and I believe myself, she's gonna get in some kind of trouble. This you can't just come back and straight up lie to the police, the detectives, and that stuff will come back and bite you in the ass. Can't do that. Taylor has got to be honest. If she knows anything, she better start speaking up because I'm telling you, this little baby deserved more than these two people. Taylor should never be a mom ever again until she can fix her damn life.
I definitely agree with that because she's definitely not in the state of mind right now to try to raise another child. I mean, I don't even know how you could possibly even try to
Listen, I'm not
during.
putting her down. I'm not until all the facts come out. You know,
Yeah, and that's what I've stated in my groups, and everything with certain people discussing it and thinking this and thinking that. Same with the boys case in Cal City. Everybody's guilty to me. Okay, nobody is innocent. The mailman's guilty. The food delivery guy is guilty. The UPS guy is guilty. I don't care, because we don't have nothing to go off except for, like this case and the Cal City boys, an interview that makes no damn sense and comes from way left field and is more of a story than it is a memory. When you remember something happening, you give details, and you give your body language and your emotion and your tone in your voice will explain as well. And in both of those interviews, I do not see any of that. So to me, she knew, and she was trying to help cover it up, or in the back of her mind, she thought and knew he did something to her baby and was afraid to say anything, because she had already been afraid to say anything before and to leave Amari with him.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Crazy.
So in this case, Taylor and Terrell are both guilty to me, because he admitted to doing harm to the child, for one. So you're guilty. You were guilty before you admitted that, because your interview and your body language and your head turning and the whole nine gave it all away. Taylor is guilty because you are a mother, and a mother should know when their child is either lying, scared, in danger, or no longer here. Because if you didn't talk to him for 4 days and then you randomly get a call that the bio aunt came and took him, and you ran with it, you believed it, you believed this story, because there's a text message that she sent to her own grandmother just a day before Amari was found that stated, Terrell is all I have. So you were still standing next to him, whether you knew it or you didn't, and you were still agreeing with that made up story, because they both knew. I don't care. They both knew the kid was not kidnapped. With whatever other theories they were going to try to come up with, they knew for a fact that that was a lie.
The one thing I've learned in my life is, when I used to get in trouble, and I've been locked up a bunch of times, but I would blame others. Okay, just like Taylor. But when you come to realize that you have done something wrong, you have got to tell the truth. I don't care how damn it's going to hurt you. I don't care what the consequences are. You have to deal with a man or woman. You have to deal, all right? And lying is just going to get yourself in more stuff, in more trouble. Lying to the police, that's a bad idea. Listen, there's good and bad. I don't really associate with the police. But I'll tell you this: if Taylor is smart and starts thinking about stuff, she better start coming clean. Because believe me, when stuff of more evidence comes out, and the detectives out there have already said there's going to be more within weeks, and that could be at the end of this week, that could be next week. There's more cringing stuff that's gonna tear the public apart. Like the public of Vegas is gonna be pissed when more stuff comes out, because a detective has already said this. So Taylor better think about telling the truth.
Yeah, and like I said too,
she's done.
in the beginning, you stated not to search in the area, that there was a big search of people ready to go and search and look. I was live on my way there when I got the message from Taylor herself stating it was pointless to look in the area of McDonald's because he's not there. So, like I stated to her back in the message, I told her, if my child was missing, kidnapped, whatever, there would be no place that I would not look. I don't care. I would
Nikki,
look
did you
everywhere. I would look at the McDonald's. I would look at the 7-Eleven. I would look at the next door apartments. I would look across the street. I would look everywhere within that certain facility because that's where he went missing. I'm going to talk to people around there. Did you see my son? Did you see this guy? Did you see this woman? I don't know what she looks like, but I know it was a woman. And that was another thing. When they couldn't give a description of the woman that allegedly kidnapped him, I knew it was bullshit.
Yeah. And you know what? When you're actually going out on Facebook or any kind of platform that's, the social media, and you're sitting there telling, now I can agree, maybe it's not too much of a big deal, because for one, the cameras, if he was there or seen, them cameras at McDonald's, 7-Eleven, I'm not sure where else. The gas station where Nikki and Nina Boy were at, I think they would have cameras too, I would guess, that are working. But the
as
thing
well
is,
as
I don't think he went
the
that way.
dispensary right next to the Siegel Suites has cameras. It's a weed
I don't
dispensary.
think he went that way. I don't think he went up by McDonald's.
No, he went behind McDonald's.
He had, well, he somehow he got around without not even being somewhat seen on camera.
Do you want to know why he wasn't seen on camera? My theory?
Sure, go for it.
Because it didn't happen on Wednesday. That was the whole reason they gave that story, so that when they did look at the cameras, there wouldn't be no lady carrying him. There wouldn't be no Terrell. There wouldn't be nothing. This happened prior because they gave these dates and times so that they would be looking at these cameras at this particular time.
I see. Yeah. Okay. You know what? That
was part of his story. See, I got to give you guys a date that I really didn't. No one really left from here, and nobody really, because I don't want you to see anything.
So, I wanted to ask you, Nikki, because you were out there, and I know you were helping them with water, and you were searching around, passing out. You and your kids were. Did you talk to like anybody? Because if you remember correct, both of the aunts that were there at the gas station with the Las Vegas seekers, the child seekers, did you talk to any of the police? Did they? Was there any detectives out there that you were close enough to that you could ask something, and maybe they gave you not the info but anything?
Not to know detectives or anything. I did speak with the Nevada child seekers. Okay. They basically were saying, the same thing that we were all getting, that allegedly he was kidnapped. Allegedly the Bio family had him. We need to look anywhere in Vegas. We need to just hand out as many flyers as possible. They had a map that was set up with all, hotels and apartments and parks and stores in that area that we wanted to block off and cover with flyers. Unfortunately, we did only get to cover the entire Emerald Suites, both of the Siegel Suites on both sides, the Diva apartments or Ava apartments. I can't remember exactly what the name of it is, but my daughter and myself did those apartments. We did top to bottom, all 4 levels. We did over 700 and something doors. Everyone got a flyer. Anybody I saw walking in the apartment complex got a flyer. We left some by the laundry room, by the pool. I mean, there was so much going on in that area, and I think that that's why Taylor was trying to draw attention elsewhere, because she knew his story was bullshit, or she knew that we all would catch on to something that wasn't right, adding up, or like the camera situation once that came back, because the cops did notify, I believe, the grandmother back, and as well as Channel 3, letting the grandmother know, ma'am, we did not see any woman leaving with that baby on Wednesday. So,
well, remember also where they were staying at, all them cameras, and even what's her name, spiritual, spirit seeker, even looked up yesterday when we were on Nina's. And now this was like what they say 11 months ago, and said something about their review that somebody's car had been broken in. And I had a friend of mine that stayed there months back. Now, this was during um, December of 2020. Okay, he was there. He had stayed there for 2 months. He had actually got assaulted by some well whacked out druggies. He told me all about it. I used to talk to him pretty much every day. But he ended up leaving there. And then he ended up flying to Thailand. But yeah, he told me stories about that place. That place ain't no good, man. It's drug infested area, I guess. I don't know.
That it's very correct. That whole entire area is a very known area for drugs, crime,
Yeah.
prostitution.
People go there because that's the cheap way. You can go there and pay. You probably could pay for a month to stay there. If
How long does it take for an autopsy? Well, it depends out here. For my own family, like my brother, it took a few days to get it back. And that was type of murder-suicide type of situation between him and his wife. And that was within a couple of days. My mother passed away, unfortunately, from some type of medicine that was given to her. And it took us about 4 weeks to get an autopsy back on her, almost 5.
Wow.
And then a friend of mine, wife just passed away a few days ago, and we're still waiting on the autopsy for that. So
people that died automatically go go straight to
the Las Vegas coroners.
Yeah, the Las Vegas. They immediately go, but that's the thing is those people, like, they could wait 5 weeks, they could wait a month, they could wait 2 months, but usually it's within a couple days they get it. And the thing is, the police and the detectives and whoever's on the case, they're not just going to put it out yet, for anybody.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. I believe they already have the autopsy, but I don't believe they're going to release it yet. Maybe for the simple fact, if it does show something other than what he stated, this town is going to be very upset, and there's going to be a lot of stuff popping off, especially in that area.
You make sure you're safe out there, Nikki, going out there. And that same goes for Nina boy too. And I know he can take care of himself, but after what I heard, just what I heard, I'm sorry, like, people were accused. And like I said, I don't know. The woman said somebody got hurt, and all I can say is I ain't gonna talk upon it, because I don't want to see Nikki, because she lives there. I don't want to see none of my friends get hurt. So I hope that people speak out, as they feel like doing. But
that's why I'm usually live when I'm there, and if I'm not live, then I'm definitely recording. And I do always have somebody with me. I have been there twice by myself, but I've lived here since I was 14, and I've definitely lived on the east side the entire time, and I am not too far from that location. So I have a lot of friends in this area, and I have a lot of family in this area, as well as family that is in the law. So I'm not really too concerned. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not out there yelling and cussing at anybody. I'm out here for Amari, and that's it.
Just don't talk to anybody. Like I said, this stuff happened at nighttime, and I'm telling you, even these people, this lady, she didn't even want to go on camera. She did. And I'm telling you, that lady must live there. She's seen whatever she's seen in the middle hour. See, that's the thing is, when you're out there in the middle hour.
I did speak to a couple people that live there, and one of them never even seen a child with those two. So I was a little concerned about that.
Really?
Yeah, that was at the candlelight light up the night. I had we'll just call her the blonde lady. I had a blonde lady come up.
You were like one of the first or second ones to put when you went and got the candles, you and your kids.
We were the first ones. Yes.
You guys were, yeah, okay. So yeah, you guys were the first ones. That's what I thought. You know, you're at least one of the first three, I thought. But
yeah, it was me and both of my daughters.
Okay, so yeah, you guys were the first ones. That was great.
Thank you, Tina. I know, Mama B, it's crazy.
It's really
Yeah,
sad.
they can ask for an extended autopsy report. I do believe, I'm sure they've already got it based off of the lieutenant's statement the other day. I don't know if you guys have seen that floating around, but his condition was pretty bad based off of what the lieutenant stated. So
Yep, it's really sad. Real sad case.
and their funeral for the baby and all of that, according to the stepfather of Amari, who basically raised him the first year of his life, he states that it will be private. I think we lost Bruce. I don't hear you, Bruce, if you're talking.
Oh, I'm here.
Okay, there you are.
I'm here. I'm here. Yep, I'm here. Yeah, pretty sad, man. All these kids, man.
They have not been stalking her, though. That was a lie. And the reason I'm going to say that that was a lie is because I have the text message between Bio Dad and Taylor just 2 days before Amari is allegedly missing. And they sure sound like they're close. They don't sound like they don't like each other or they don't speak. I can actually play a voice recording from the Bio Dad. Give me 1 second.
So basically that Terrell guy got mad. That's what the mother said. He got mad because she had left and had to go help her grandma.
Let me see where my speaker thing is. Okay. So I'm going to play this voice clip. You guys put one in the chat for me, please, so I can make sure that you guys can hear it. This is the Bio Dad. When I message him and I ask him, this is May 10th at 10:10, I say, hello, how are you holding up? I am really sorry for what you are going through. I was out there today and yesterday and the day before putting up flyers for your little boy. I really hope he is found and I hope he gets to come home and be with you because it looks like mom is not too strong or mom is not too caring or loving this child to be placing him in danger where he could be kidnapped. I'm not sure if your family is the one that took him based off what is being said, but I feel like that is a lie. I believe that I met your sister today out there as well as yesterday, and I think she has a very, very loving and kind heart. I do not believe that she has your boy. So I was just wondering, when was the last time that you had spoke to your baby mom, Taylor? How was she? Did she sound her normal self? Did anything sound off? Did she sound like she was worried, scared, or going through something? Anything. I said that interview that she gave, I'm not too sure about. But I was just wondering, when was the last time that you spoke to her and when was the last time that you saw your son? I know you stated on your interview that you haven't seen him in over a year. Is that true? And is it true that she has not spoke to you in a year and a half or to your family? And this is what he said. Did you guys hear that?
No, didn't hear it. You have to
No,
turn it up. It's not. It was just barely.
this is like all the way up. Hold on 1 second.
Put your phone by it.
Did you hear that?
I didn't even hear what he said. What did he say?
Okay, so I'll try to do a video. I'll try to upload a screen recording of it to my YouTube later, so just watch for it. But what he's saying is, he said the last time I talked to Taylor was Monday. I talk to Taylor at least once a week or every other week. When I messaged her, I noticed he was responding to me, so I only video chatted from there.
So did he actually leave you a voice recorded, or did you video chat with him?
He actually sent me a voice clip. He sent me more than one. We talked for a little bit.
Wow. We kind of thought, I mean, a little
I'm
bit.
sorry that you guys couldn't hear it. I'm gonna make a video of it, Whisper and Sunshine and everybody. I'll put a screen recording up after I get off the live, and you guys will be able to hear it. He's just stating that he did talk to her 2 days prior to this, and that he does talk to her at least once a week or every 2 weeks. And he stated that once he noticed that it was not her responding to him, that it was the guy, the boyfriend, then he stopped texting and would only video her from there on. So that he could make sure he was talking to Taylor and not Terrell.
Yeah. I swear, there's some, some women.
You're funny, Judy. I'm sorry about that. I don't know why. My volume's up all the way on my phone and on my laptop, so I'm not really sure why it's not letting you guys hear it clearly. I do got to figure out how to I don't know. I think I see on other people's stuff they can share their screen over here or something and show the messages and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not even sure how to do that.
Yes, I do too, Whispers. I do believe that too. Because the bio dad stated he had noticed or realized or somehow that he wasn't speaking to Taylor. So he stopped, and then he would only video chat her then because he, knew he wasn't talking to her. You know what? I didn't ask what they talked about on Monday. I was assuming the screenshot that he sent me and several other people was what they talked about, and apparently it was a turtle getting big. Are y'all back in Vegas? She said no. Or he said, when you all get back from Vegas, she said, I don't know why. Something wrong? He said, no, it's straight. She said, okay. And then he said, hey, if some stuff pops off, do you have my back? She said, yeah.
Wow.
What news thing was put out 45 minutes ago, Mama B? What? The little boy was found in Benny's parents' neighborhood. What? Shut up. What? I gotta go check that out.
What news?
I don't know. I'm trying to find out. What are you speaking about? Can you drop the link? Can you copy and paste the link and put it in the chat?
Yeah, do that, please. So she's saying that that little boy was in the same neighborhood as Benny?
Yeah, it says for the little boy in Dallas, he was found in Benny's parents' neighborhood. How crazy.
Yeah, I would say so.
That is a little weird. I think it was that 4-year-old. I think that's what they're talking about. Yeah. Okay, I see, Whisper. Yeah, so
that's right.
It's the 4-year-old. Yeah, the Dallas 4-year-old that was stabbed to death and left in the streets. Wow, that's crazy. Wow. Yeah, so I don't know, guys. And then we're just gonna wait. I guess he has court June 1st at 8. So he didn't show up today for court due to some type of quarantine. I don't know if it's for himself or because he was around somebody that might be sick, but he was not in court today. Bio family was there. No Taylor seen. So not sure what's going on. I just want to say thank you to all 30 of you that are in here. If I have not personally gave you a shout out, I do apologize. This thing is new. I'm learning how to see these comments over here. So thank you guys for, coming in and, thanks for being here. Yeah, it will reveal a lot, Tina, when it comes out, I'm sure. I just don't know when they're going to put it out. I tried Sunshine. I couldn't get it to turn up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to screen record in a little while. And then I'm going to I'll put a video up and hopefully you guys will be able to hear it then. I don't know.
I remember somebody said that it was that little boy was in Benny's parents' neighborhood. That's really sad. I guess he was left out in the street, man.
In the
Terrible.
street, yeah. Hopefully he gets some justice.
Yeah. Well, it's right there. If it's right there where Benny's at, I'm sure he's gonna probably end up, finding out stuff, asking people. I'm sure he's gonna go out there.
Welcome from Memphis, Tennessee. I'm in Vegas. Thank you for tuning in. I'm trying to do good, TJ. I'm trying here.
Tuning in from Vegas. Jules. Hello, Jules. Little Miss Sunshine. Hello, Judy.
Yes, you're welcome. I will try to do that recording thing, Sunshine. I should be able just to play the voice clip and screen record, and I should be able to hear it, and then I'll upload it into my.
Just ask AB how to. Next time you talk to AB, ask him to tell you how to do the screen share. I mean, I really don't know because I've only used the phone at the time. I just never. I would just upload videos. Sometimes I'd go live, but it was just on my phone, so I don't know how to share screens. I wish I did.
Yeah, I was trying to figure it out before I came on, but because I do have a few other screenshots and stuff that I would like to share. But
Yeah.
I am good with making videos, so I can definitely do it that way if needed.
Yeah. Yep. So pretty, hopefully soon. Like I read on I think it was that CBS 8, whatever it was, that News 8 in Vegas, and it was them that said that the public is really going to be outraged. So, besides the reports on stuff how he was killed but
I mean, even the grandmother, there's a comment on a post in the groups before the baby was found. She stated that when the evidence came out, everybody was going to be shocked and blah, blah, blah. That's what makes me think that they had to have known something wasn't right.
But what I want to really understand is, I don't know. I don't even know if you can go out, or maybe the next time you do go out at them apartments, how he ended up getting over there. I remember seeing China saying something about some bricks, but if you realize the people over there that are living over there, if you're smashing down or even putting down bricks, people's going to hear something being to the ground, especially those big bricks that they were. But I want to know how he went, if he went the back way from where he lived at. I honestly don't believe he jumped over. So how did he have to get around? Because there's only one way out, right?
There's only one way out by car. On my other video where I went there and I go from the building and I walk through the way that I think that he went. there is another way you can go down towards the end, but that would be extremely long to get around to the area that the body was found. So the shortest way, in my opinion, if he didn't toss him over the wall or take himself and Amari over the wall, he walked. And that's why I'm assuming it was really in the middle of the night, 3 in the morning, 2:30, 3 in the morning, 3:30, because there's a lot of druggies and different people walking the streets over there that are not going to pay attention to what you're doing. They're not paying attention to you. They don't. They're doing their own thing. They're making a deal. They're getting a ride. They're doing this and that. He knew the perfect time to leave that room with that baby.
Yeah. I even heard somebody say, in Nina's, they said that like he just got carried out. Like, you would just hold, a baby, or you would hold a dog or something, or a cat, and, on its back. Like, or if like it's laying back, so you're holding them that way. And everybody kept saying like it was a trash bag or something. You know what I mean? So I thought that was kind of weird, like, because you're right. You probably could have done that in the middle of the night, because people that are out at that time of the hours are not going to be paying attention to somebody carrying something.
Yeah, and the fact is, a lot of people think maybe he just walked right out of the building and went to the wall and threw it over, or he went over it. The wall gap, the brick wall gap in between the awning for the cars that are right there, there's no possible way that he was able to fit through that with a body and not be seen and do it fast. Walking, holding him in something, or I don't know, I've seen from the very beginning a suitcase, and I was telling myself I didn't know if that was just because the mom went to Colorado on a trip, but I am spiritual, I am a medium. I felt things and saw things before it really came out, and Bruce can verify a lot of that since he is up here on the thing in our Discord. I stated a lot of this stuff before it even happened. So I do believe he carried him out in some type of suitcase. And to me, I feel as if it was like a roll away one, like you could roll it. Like I feel like you're rolling.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Small enough to put one, and he's small enough he could you could put him.
And he's gonna look like just your average person coming out of the suites at 3 or 4 in the morning with a suitcase walking towards the strip area, because that's the way you would get on a bus to head up to the strip, or where you would catch your Uber or Lyft if they didn't pull all the way in. Sometimes the Ubers and Lyft out here get confusing with suites like that. My husband does Uber and Lyft on the side, and did while we were during the Corona situation when everybody was out of work, and prior. He's been Ubering for 4 years. So and he will tell you it's easier to pick them up out front of their suite than it is to try to find their building.
There's nothing wrong with that for sure, man. Was the best idea anybody could have done. Honestly, during that time of the lockdown and stuff, there were people saying, heck with it. I'm going to go do an Uber. I'm going to be that. I'm going to help people shoot. They even had people here in my state that were actually given free rides to go get tested, given free rides to get, if they had to go see an emergency doctor, or just a doctor if they were really sick. Uber was, and these are just regular people doing it, so that's cool.
Yeah, so there's a lot of activity going on throughout the whole entire day and night. So it would be very easy for him just to walk outside and go. What I am confused about is how he was able to place him back where he was found when there's several windows to somebody's room right there. Either those are vacant and nobody lives there, and that's why they didn't hear anything or see anything or anything like that, or they really just don't pay attention to their surroundings.
There was somebody in your in our Facebook group that said their father lived over there. This is a female that said her father lived over there and said she heard somebody like digging. Listen, I honestly, with the camera angles and stuff, you can't tell if that's a solid piece of ground, if it's dirt, if there's little rocks like it is. I could not. Watching China's where she was at, watching Nina Boys and everything, and some other people that are out there, I cannot see what that is. So is it concrete, or is it actual like desert rocks and dirt? Because you can't.
Yes, it's not like a. Are you talking about where he was?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a dirt,
It's
light,
like a desert,
small
right?
rocks. It's not concrete there at all.
Okay, so there's no concrete. See, but I
No,
couldn't
there's
tell.
just the concrete wall, the brick wall, but other than that, no.
Okay, but somebody in the group, I don't remember her name. I would have to go back and see if I could find it. But it was a lady that said her father lived in that part, but he didn't think nothing of it. He just let it go. But see, that's the thing is, if somebody would have heard somebody doing something in the middle of the night, you think they might have, called the law or something, because or I don't know if there was some way where you could open a window and see what somebody's doing. I mean, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, and if he came the way that I'm assuming he came, he doesn't
Right?
really have to enter that other Siegel Suites to even be
Oh, okay.
seen by any of the, like, it goes straight down the side of the road right there. So you can just
Okay.
come out of that little like McDonald's and dispensary shopping center and whip around right there. You can't hop that. There's no way he hopped that because there's not wires, but those pokey things at the top. You're not gonna hop that kind of a wall.
Are you saying that Terrell is on? You think he's on camera somewhere? I mean, obviously, probably. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah,
If he
he's
was that
definitely
way,
on. He's definitely on a camera footage somewhere over there. They
because
just
there's so
need to get the
many
right date first.
yeah, but there's so many stories. There was a kid. There was Amari in a dumpster, and obviously that's what the DA said. But then I've heard from you, and I have heard from other people that saying that Amari was found, then he wasn't found by the law. So like, there's not to say that you can't trust. Me personally, a DA is usually not going to be out bullcrapping somebody.
Yeah, no, and the first time they said he was found, that was a mistake. That was somebody live. I was there at that search. It was
Okay.
down in the wash,
Oh,
and
down.
yeah, she was a few feet away from me. Then there was another person that was also live. They came across some pajamas and some like a balled up blanket. The live, I don't know if it's still on Facebook. It was shared into my group as well. I don't know if it's since been deleted or set to private, but the person did state in the video he was found, but that person was nowhere near the law enforcement or the angels crime and search rescue that was also out here. So
Okay.
they were not able to verify it. It was like a speculated statement that was being given on her own live because that's what she thought. And then when she stated that, it's also heard on the live that the guy says, yes, it is him. Oh my God, he was right there. And the
Wow.
Nevada child seekers lady is heard in the background saying, you need to end that live now. So the lady cuts off the live. And that's because they originally did think he was found there, but once the investigators and CSI and everything had showed up, it was not him.
It wasn't
And
him.
that's when they got a tip that it possibly could have been somewhere in the other Siegel Suites by the dumpster or by the brick wall. So they started at the brick wall, and that's where they found him.
Wow, wow, wow. All right. I got to jump in. My other phone's going to die. Wow. Listen, I just wondering because, I'm
You
not
can,
saying.
Dee Dee and Whispers, if you guys go to my other video, I think the title to it is like, walking from the apartment or something, or let's see where he went or something like that, you're going to see, I put my phone over the brick wall and you can see back there. There is rocks. They're little rocks. It's not like your house yard rocks. It's dirt desert rocks. They're little, they're big, they're small. Some crumble, some don't. There's dirt back there. There's windows back there, apparently, to at least, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4 different rooms, like apartment weekly rooms or whatever. The gate was unlocked prior to them finding the baby there. So all he had to do was lift the handle and open the gate and walk in there. That's all he had to do. Since then, it's now locked, has an NRS code on it where you cannot trespass.
Nikki, drop the link again. My phone's going to die. I have my other phone, so.
All right, I will.
All right.
Now, I don't know about digging and all of that. I don't see this guy walking with a shovel. That would be noticeable in that area. I don't give a shit if there's a lot of shit going on there or not. If you see somebody walking around with a shovel at 3 in the morning, you're definitely going to take a look at that. Like, excuse me, what are you doing? Okay, so he didn't have a shovel, and if he did have a shovel, it was placed there already. Somebody brought it to him. I mean, I don't know. You can go on hella theories there. In the police reports that have been released, it does not state exactly how Amari was found. It just states that he was found there. So we can't say that he was dug up. We can't say that he was just laying there. We don't know. In the videos of the lives that a friend has that was there, of mine, that was on the case, as well as several other people that are in my group, and the live video of them with the white towel up, finding him behind that wall. None of this states how he was found. They don't state that there was a shovel, that he was buried. The one lieutenant here in Nevada, I clearly heard him make a mistake. I don't think the video has even been fixed or taken down. He states the baby was found in the dumpster. If the baby was found in that spot where all of the CSI and cops and everybody are, there is no dumpster that is back there. There's no dumpster that's going to fit back there. It is very narrow. I was personally there, not only when the baby was found, but I searched that area, you guys. Like, not back in that gate. I never once thought to look back there. I did look at the gate, but I never thought to go look back there. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. But me and my daughter, I have several live videos of all through that area, walking up and down that sidewalk, walking by the dispensary, the McDonald's. My kids went to that McDonald's that day, and we got drinks and stuff and parked right there. So they have a lot of what is it, like they're redoing that particular suites, so you can see that when you pull in, the right side of the suites is like has yellow tape and all of that. You know what I mean? Like, they're fixing all of that. So there would have been no one on that side that would have been able to see him coming up that back side. And he never would have made it to the left side because he goes behind the left side. So you see what I'm saying? It's very confusing. And my husband just took my car because his is not starting, or I would drive there right now and show you guys what I'm talking about. I've been there several times. If he dug up anything, it's literally desert dirt that is in all of these apartments and weeklies, especially right around this area, because we have a lot of construction going up by the Twain and Paradise area. They have new stuff being added to parks and You know, they just redid the Taco Bell or their store over there like a couple of months back or something, or fixed something there. They're doing the roads. I mean, it's a very busy area. What's sad, Whispers, is before he was found, I stood directly in front of that brick wall and told my daughter that I had a very sick feeling, as if I was cold, like just cold. I just wish I would have known why. That part of me and my gift I'm still working with. So what I don't understand is if he removed the body, I don't know why he didn't take the clothes that were submerged in pee that they found in the apartment. Oh, sorry, Bruce.
That's all right.
There you go. Not anymore. You're here.
Sorry. Yeah, you know, it just doesn't make sense. Like, why in the world are people so damn sick in the head that they have to kill innocent kids? And that goes for anybody. Like, I you know,
That's very true.
That dude, all he's thinking about, because he knows it's street life. I'm sorry, like, street life is is hard, but like, I get it. Taylor's got to make money. I'm not gonna bash her because, you know, but what I am gonna say that I'm gonna bash her on, she puts this fan page, and I didn't see it. I never found it, and I don't want to find it, even if it was up. I don't want to see some chick making people pay to watch her do porn videos. I mean, that's, your son's missing, and you're doing this crap. It's disgusting.
Oh no, Tina, I'm very aware. I have a business page. I do readings and I speak to the other side. I just don't, I get feelings and visions and things like that, and sometimes I just can't pinpoint exactly where they go. And I'm usually pretty close, but I've learned something with this case, and I'm gonna just go ahead and say and do with whatever I feel and get at that particular time, because like I stated earlier in this video, and Bruce can verify that, and a lot of others like Sophia, a lot of people that speak to me outside of YouTube, and they can verify I stated that he was close by and that he was definitely in some type of dirt. He was definitely hit several times. I felt all of this as their interviews were breaking.
You know what, Nikki, you guys, all right. People either believe it or they don't. I believe it myself. But I'll tell you this: she was right on. She, you know what even made in our Discord group, what made even Nikki started feeling even worse when she started saying there was blood splattered. Now, Nikki didn't say the wall. She just said there was blood splattered. He had been hit. He's rolled up in some kind of whatever. I don't know. It was a blanket or something. I can't remember exactly.
Plastic, and that was the clothes that I was seeing.
Right. There you go. The black plastic. Okay. But she was right on, you guys. I'm telling you, I was floored. I was like, no, man, Nikki, you can't be right this time. Don't do it. Like, please don't be right. She was.
Yeah, and I didn't want to be either.
Listen, that's your work. That's your ability. You've got something that a lot of us can't do. I don't even know how you do it. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, it's sometimes it can be overwhelming, I'll tell you, but it is wonderful to give people messages. A lot of you do have some people here with you as well. Some of you have a son with you. Some of you have a daughter. I do feel somebody has a father that is around them here. Just know that they're with you guys, and that, you know, they're watching over you and all of that stuff. Like, it's good to give good messages. I don't like to give bad messages. Nikki, that's absolutely.
Do me a favor, Nikki.
Yes.
I've got an uncle by the name of Gary Deese, and if you get anything like a hello, that would be kind of great. And just how he's doing. When you have time, I'm not asking you to do it today or tomorrow, but when you have time, it's Gary Deese.
Absolutely. I'm like, he's definitely around. I'll give you that for sure. He's around, and your guys' bond can never be broken. You guys were very close. Very
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, we were. Even when I was a kid.
I don't know if fishing or anything has to do with you or him, but I'm picking up that it could be somebody else. But I'm so sorry, Tina, to hear about that. I am so, so sorry for your son. May he rest in peace. He's also with you.
Yeah, Tina. Hope your son rests in peace.
I'm so
And God
sorry.
bless you and all your family, and he's in a better spot. As you can see, Tina, I know that's not going to bring him back, but you see the world that we're living in. I don't want to die or nothing, but eventually, yes, we all will. But I just hope that you'll make it through this. I know it's going to take time, but all my prayers to you and my family, my mother, my stepmother and my father. That's all I have. I don't have anybody else.
Yes,
Well,
Tina, I can feel lots of spirits around you. You have lots of angels, love.
right. Mm. I am seriously I am so tired of seeing all this of this world, man. People just killing kids, man. People just killing, If Taylor
Yeah.
wasn't in my life, and I pray that she gets out of it, but she may not be able to get out of that kind of life. I obviously don't know.
Well, if anything in the world was going to help you to do so, I think that this would be the icing on the cake. I mean, you
I
just
would.
lost your son.
Hmm. And I can sit here and say they don't care, but I really don't know. We can all sit here and speculate. And that's the first thing that came to my mind. She she's a hooker. She's a call girl. That's what she knows. She's young. People pimps use her, and that's what this guy was all about, using her. He didn't care about anything else but making that money and having sex with that girl every once in a while, knocking her up. And if he didn't knock her up, that line of work, them girls are always getting knocked up. Simple as that.
Yep.
That's the life you live when you want to live that street life and doing drugs. I feel for Carrie, but you know what? Carrie, maybe, uh, I don't know how she brought Taylor up. I wish I wish Carrie would come out and say more how she brought up.
Well,
Listen.
she did tell me in the messages that no matter what they said to her or what they did or anything, she always went against them. She never listened to them. Like she was basically over her head with her daughter from how I was picking it up. I mean, are they alike because they're mother and daughter? Absolutely. Could they both be, playing the violin here and giving us some tunes we want to hear? Absolutely. Everybody involved could be. But what we clearly know is that the interview of those two were bullshit, just like the Cal City boys. And then we
Yep.
also know that she sat there and agreed to his story, whether she believed him, needed to, was told to, don't matter. She sat on live national TV on the news
Well,
and
see,
admitted that he did not give him to nobody. They took him.
you,
Okay, well, you don't know that either because you weren't here, and that's just what you're being told. So, you as a mother, where do you feel your son is? Because in your messages, you definitely feel he ain't in that area, but he was.
yeah. That's the perfect example. You telling on social media where you're being watched by the law, the detectives, and anybody in that police department down there that's watching you, or even the FBI. I don't even know if they were down there, but the police were watching every move from his phone, her phone. It like I said, she is so dumb to sit there and say, "Well, that's not at McDonald's." Oh no, don't search her. That's pathetic. Why would you want to go there? You know why? because McDonald's has some kind of video of Terrell.
I do believe that whole location over there could possibly have something. Now, a lot of these cameras, in some of these weeklies and stuff, it is true, just like the person that lived at Emerald's told Nina on Nina Boy's Live, them cameras don't work. She's probably not lying. Them cameras in the back probably don't work. But them cameras in the front by that office, they definitely work. Them cameras at the convenience store in that area definitely work because they get robbed and we see it on the news and you look for the suspect on video that they show. So there's definitely at the 7-Eleven and I think the AM/PM or the Arco or whatever that is right there, they all have cameras. So what they need to figure out is how far back do they want to go from Wednesday? Do we want to look at all day Tuesday's footage? Do we want to look at all day Monday's footage? Do we want to look at all day, Sunday, Saturday? How about we just go back from when Taylor left and we view the camera footage from Friday morning all the way till Wednesday at this 6:30 alleged kidnapping. And let's see what we see. How many times do we see Terrell go in and out of the apartment or in and out of the entrance? How many times does he leave with something? When does Taylor actually leave? Because we know her interview. I don't know if a lot of you caught that, but the news report asked her, when did you leave for your flight? She said 4 p.m. He said, when did your flight leave from here to Colorado? She said 3:50. How in the hell did you arrive at the airport 10 minutes after your plane left?
Jeez.
The plane already left, honey. What do you mean you got there at 4 and the plane left at 3:50? Now, either she messed up when she answered and she left at 3:50 and her plane left at 4, which is still a lie because everybody knows you got to be at the airport, what, an hour and a half before your flight? You can't just arrive there 10 minutes before your flight, run through security and check your bags and all this and get on your plane. It doesn't happen, especially not here at McCarran. We are very, very busy.
Yeah, they
very
tell
busy
you
airport.
2 hours in advance, man. That's crazy, man. The story just doesn't add up. Period. Whatever, like you said, And all I can say is whatever Taylor.
Yes, she is pregnant.
You got to tell the truth because if these detectives and these police officers find out, when these detectives find out the truth about this, you're gonna be in more hot water. So the best thing to do is come out. You better start thinking. You're 21. You're a grown adult. You want to spread them legs. You want to go and on fan page and show these perverts what you do. And you want to go out there and live that street life. Well, you know what? Guess what, big girl? It's time to grow up. It's time to tell the truth. Stop the bullshit.
That's true.
But all she's thinking about is probably him because he probably immediately said, "You're gonna do as I say." If you watch that video, it says Terrell was upset. That's what came out of her mouth is why he left when she left to Colorado. He was upset because little Miss Taylor couldn't be there every second of his desire. So, and so whatever fight they were mad about because she left, then he decided to do this.
Yeah, and the fact is that you knew that he put his hands on you. He put his hands on the kids before. Yep. You knew there's a reason you had to leave him because that's the $1 million question she's not answered for the news. So why in the hell would you think that you could break up with him over text message while you're in Colorado and he has your son?
Right. What do you think he's going to do?
Yeah. What did you thought that was going to end Well, I mean, maybe you didn't think he was going to kill him. I don't think anybody did. I really don't. I mean, nobody wanted this outcome. We really, in the beginning, a lot of people might have wanted to believe that a bio family member had the child. Did we actually believe that? No, not really, but we wanted to actually believe that this was a custody type of situation.
Why would the bio family go out there? The bio family, the two aunts that was out there.
It
Okay. And then
wasn't until I got the message stating that the bio dad was thought his son was in Colorado. It
right.
was then that I said right away, okay, look, that's a lie. She knows damn well it ain't the bio family that has him. So what were you thinking, Taylor, the whole time that one of his pimps, one of the pimp friends had your kid and was holding it for collateral? I mean, like, what were you really thinking? Because we know you could not possibly think the bio family had Amari.
Nikki, you know what's strange is she said so much. We, like I said, we don't know, but I guess me and you could probably guess he had control over this woman because she
Oh,
was dumb.
absolutely.
Keep going back to him saying, "I love this guy." Listen, that baby, if he wouldn't have got caught, do you honestly think that she would have gave a damn? Listen, I don't personally know if Taylor did at one time just give him love. Maybe, I'm sure she did, but whatever reason, and she won't tell us that they've asked, "Why did you leave a kid with him?" Well, let's all figure this. He's the pimp. She's the hoe. Guess what? You're not going. I'm taking this kid, and he's going to stay here. Well, that guy doesn't like that. That guy obviously wants nothing to do with that. Didn't say he was a dad because he's a pimp and he thinks about money and girls. And what money he can sell is these girls. And that girl is obviously Taylor and whoever else. So he probably said, screw this. I'm keeping this kid. And if you leave, I'm taking him. This is
Yeah,
your problem.
I agree with the reason of the kid staying is because it wasn't her choice. I'll give her that. It definitely wasn't her choice for the baby not to go. I truly want to believe anyway. But I definitely believe that her statement of I would never leave him in harm's way or harm's hands was full of shit because you knew that he hit you and you knew that he hit your son. You don't call that harm. You don't call that danger. You don't call that unnormal. Like, that's just not normal for a man to just beat on you and your child. That's not even his, for one. For two, you don't beat your kid.
Real men don't beat their women.
Yeah, and you don't beat your kid. There's no reason to. There's a corner, there's a chair you can sit down, there's a toys and stuff that can be taken away, especially at 2 years old. I mean, you could have just told him he wasn't getting any more candy, and that would have been devastating to him. You did not need to beat him. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still shocked and confused that this is actually what he admitted to doing, and because he wet his pants. Like, I mean, this is just shows that Terrell is never ready to be a parent anytime soon. So God forbid for those two children that are about to be born that are his, because it's not just one, it's two. There's two women that are pregnant with Terrell's baby.
Oh my God. Holy crap. I didn't. Wow. But I heard you say that she was pregnant earlier. So now another one.
The lady that's pregnant is the one that writes it in the group. She comments and she says, look, I've known Terrell for a long time. Don't let her fool you either. She's known Terrell for many years, not just a couple of months. Taylor's known this guy for years. The grandmother, Carrie, has known the Rhodes family for 12 years.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you, Tina. Thank you guys for all your comments. I just I posted my business page. I don't really do the email thing with my readings. It's all in the Facebook Messenger and all that. I use voice clips and all that good stuff. If you just go check out my page, you'll see I do smoke pot, so if you don't like that, and I do have a sailor mouth at times. If you don't like that, don't follow my business page because you might not like me.
I got a potty mouth too.
I'm
Try
like,
not.
it's legal here, recreational and medical, and I use it for my mind grains that I get very bad, and for my stress level, because if I could write a book about my life, it would sell 2 million copies. Okay, we'll just leave it at that.
Wow.
I'm a stoner and I love it. I take care of my kids. I do not smoke around my kids. My kids are teenagers, the older ones, they know what it is, they know what it's used for. And I've stated to my children, if you're going to use anything, I would hope and pray to God that it's something natural like marijuana, because if not, I'll break your legs.
Yeah.
I will, seriously. They know it too.
I don't do anything anymore. I went from,
Even if it's not legal there, Christy, it's fine as long as you're, everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. If you got kids, you're taking care of the kids, you're paying your bills,
people don't need to judge people that need weed, because you know what?
I'm like, I can function very fine on it. I tend to think that it's a lot better than pain pills. And if my mom wasn't on medication from the doctors throwing her this pill and this pill and this shot and this shot, my mom would probably still be alive if she just smoked marijuana.
Well, that's the thing is, man. I went from
Thank you, Whispers. It's not a drug. You're right, because it is grown from this earth, and God put it on this earth. It's a plant. And no other drug like those high drugs that are all around the world, meth and heroin and all of that, that is a chemical. That was not put on earth. That you have to cook in your kitchen and mix a bunch of shit together, and that is not something that God put here.
Well, see, that's what I used to do. I was a heroin addict, and then I switched to drinking and stuff like that. And
yes, I'll be, Tina. Only God can judge. And yes, right. Bruce, you can change too. And just because you don't do anything anymore, or this or that, you don't think this person's bad because they do, or this person does. But if you're crazy, like some people we know, we won't say anything, and you're online doing weird stuff, then that might be a problem.
Well, myself, I have changed. That's the thing is, but people can change, but it has to be the person that wants to. Can't do it for anybody else.
Whispers, that's so true. I just got done telling my son, he has a problem with smoking anything. He doesn't care if it helps you or not. He kind of understands now that he's 16, that the weed kind of helps like cancer patients and little kids that have seizures and stuff like that. But he's still like, don't smoke, Mom. Don't smoke that stuff. And the cigarettes and everything, you guys, it's bad. And I'm like, look, cigarettes are worse than the marijuana, son. Okay. Plus, he wants to be a professional skater. So he's like, I can't smoke anything because I won't be able to breathe. So he's just all about, he don't even like the vaping or anything. And I just think it's plants over pills, because I don't like to see people addicted to these hardcore pills. I've seen it in my family. I've seen it with my own mother. I've seen it with my own father. And thank God today my dad is, more relying on a little bit of a joint here and there than taking so much of his pain pills, because he realizes that the marijuana does help relax more than the pills do. The pills seem to make you really not here, not coherent. Yes, I agree with all of you guys. Yes. So just fair warning you, if you go on my business page, you will see I smoke and do readings. I chill. I'm all about my good vibes, and I cuss and I tell people where to go when I don't want to deal with it. I got trolls on there, so I know all about the YouTube crap with the people like to troll and do all that. They do it on my business page, and I've dealt with it for 5 years, and it's like nothing but a bag of chips. It's just, I just eat chips while they do it. I think it's funny.
I mean, people are gonna
I am who I am, and I don't change for anybody. Strangers, family, friends, this is who I am. The only thing I can tell you guys that's different when I'm online and I'm talking or I'm doing a reading is I'm not so, like, I can be loud and I can be like rambunctious and I can be like, nosy, and I can get in people's conversations, and I can be what my friends call me, the private investigator, aka the bitch. So I don't tend to get that bad online, but I do sometimes when I get trolls in my business page. So you might see me go ham on some videos if you guys do any replay. But other than that, this is me. This is who I am. I don't change for nobody. I'm very loving. I'm very caring. I'll take the shirt off my back. I'll give it to you. I'll take you and your children in my home. If it ruins my marriage or not, I'll bring you here. The light's always on. My door's always open. I'm only a phone call away. But I'll also be that same friend that will probably punch you in the face if you do something stupid.
Yeah.
The more you talk, the more I like you. Sweet. I like that. I don't have but maybe a handful of people that really don't like me. And I say that it's not that they don't like me, they just can't handle me. That's all.
Well,
My own husband will tell you everything about me that I just said, basically, except for that I'm also a little bit psycho, huh, baby?
Psycho.
He'll be like, no, she's lying to you guys. She's not crazy or anything. She's actually psycho.
Psycho Nikki.
But yeah, I'd rather be liked for, I don't know, being me and being truthful and all that than I'd rather be disliked for being who I am and like being truthful and all that than to be liked for being fake. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had that same problem. Like, I met some really cool people, like, and then I met people that just pretended to be your friend. They would let you go on their show, and then, then they would talk, shit about you when you're not around. I've dealt with all that.
Yeah, and those kind of people, Bruce, I just pray for them. I really do. All I do is I say a nice little pray, and I just go, please God, just please help them find their way, because obviously they seem to think my direction is that way, but I think they're lost.
The worst
And I
thing,
just really, really need you to help them,
But the worst thing is you help people. You take your money that you work for, and you support these causes with these kids, and they turn around and they just straight up shit on you. And I'm not going to mention names because I don't care anymore. But the thing is when I want to help somebody, it's like, I don't want to do it now anymore because it's like, it's pointless. And I've had people in my Discord group say, hey, don't give another dime to nobody. And to be honest with you, it's probably the best thing, because people expect. And years ago, I had people expecting, oh, you only gave me like $20. Well, it's a donation, right? Could have gave you 99 cents.
Yeah,
So,
well, I mean, no offense to nobody that has their Cash App or their whatever up on their thing and all of that. I don't think, unless like the Cal City Boys, it's miles of searching, and I don't live in this town and I live in maybe some help here and there. But I think that should just be from people that just want to do it. I don't think you as a creator or a live person or a person that does video, whatever it is, should have to ask for it or even put it out there. I don't think that I went and used a lot of gas, okay, for Amari situation. My husband used his printer at work for several hundreds of copies of Amari. And, I've also went to Kinko's and stuff like that for these other missing cases that I've covered out here in Vegas and for Amari, and also spent cash. And I feel as if you're going to do that, then you should have the money to do it, and you should do it without anything. Are donations wonderful and kind of people? Absolutely. Do you want to see your #1 subscribers and followers and all of that helping and sending you? Absolutely. Maybe that helps some people feel better because they can't actually, be there. But it's when I see them floating across the top and it's saying, hit that Cash App, make sure you show me some love. And this is on Facebook I'm talking about, because I don't really do YouTube. Like I said in the beginning of my videos, this is new to me. So I'm talking about Facebook. I have seen so many videos of women, guys going on here giving a sob story about this or that. And my boyfriend's not working anymore, and I got to get shoes for the kids and all of this. And people donating. And then you ask, some of these people ask, hey, can you send us a picture of the shoes you got them or this? And they get all mad and they're like, no, I'm not going to show you nothing. No, you need to show them because you needed their money. So you need to show what you're getting for it. That's another thing that bothers me about a lot of things online with people putting their stuff up there. Show what you're using it for, please. Can you show me pumping gas? Can you show me printing out the flyers at Kinko's? Can you? Because if not, then you shouldn't be taking anybody's money, because you could just use your money. I mean, I'm not sitting up here and saying anything. I've had one person send me money during the Amari case, and they messaged me and asked me for my Cash App. Never once did I put my Cash App out there. Never once did I say I needed it. Never once did I nothing, because I feel like if I'm going to go out there and do it, it's going to be, I want to go and do this. It's me that wants to go and do this. Yeah, I want to bring all of you guys along. Yeah, I like having conversations with everybody. I normally don't do like crime things. I normally just share missing persons. I'll talk to people in Messenger, maybe do a video chat with a family member or something like that. Never really started making videos until we, as a community here, looked for Jawahar Haji for 4 months without a sign of anything. And the sisters were like, we need to just get it out on social media, on everything. And I already had it on my Facebook and my TikTok and my Instagram, and I was like, well, you know what? I have a YouTube. I ain't put it there. Let me put it there. So I put it there. And then I started getting a couple subscribers, because I'm not going to lie. When I made Jawahar's first video, I probably only had 15 subscribers. Okay. By the time I was done with the first few of hers, I had 100. I didn't start getting any more subscribers until recently with Amari. So I'm not out here asking for no subscribers. I just want a handful of people to be able to see it that might not have seen it. That's all I'm asking.
Well, if you also remember, I was actually on SPs and offered to pay myself for a PI. I didn't ask anybody else. I said I would put it up. And then it got shut down. It immediately got shut down because people wanted to put it in stupid newspapers. I'm sorry, like, the newspaper thing is good if you're an older type of person. Okay, like my parents are older people in their 80s and 90s. Okay, people go on Google. They've got all the news that they need. All right, so newspapers going out. I used to get a newspaper here every day. I don't do it anymore because all I got to do is Google stuff. I've got news feeds that come in every day, but I was going to put mine up, and then they shut it down. And it was like, it was a good idea, I thought. But, when it got shut down, I was like, screw this then, like, I'm not going to help people, man, that want to sit there and claim to be friends. I don't care about the friends. What I cared about was the boys.
Yep, and that's another reason why I never really got up and did anything like this, like the lives with the boys case recently or before, because I'm not in California and I don't know what happened. I don't know what went on the first few days, or who was there or who wasn't, or who said this or who was not drinking and who was drinking and who was whatever. It doesn't matter. Obviously, they were there for the boys, right? So it doesn't matter if they were standing sideways, sitting down, half asleep. They were there. They were there, and that's what counts. So I never said much about that because I don't have anything to say as being there physically or boots on the ground or anything like that. So I kind of just sat in the background, been watching everybody's videos, been seeing all the comments, been seeing all the hate, and been seeing all the drama. And I've just kind of been sitting in the back like, wow, this is so sad because a lot of people can see that it has nothing to do with the boys anymore with certain things and situations. And then other people can see that there's people actually out there that are actually still here for the boys, for the missing people. And that's a good thing. And that kind of, to me, just overweighs all the negativity stuff. Like, I've seen what a lot of people have been doing on here and what somebody in particular has been creating. And I just pray for him. I really do, because he's the one that's hurting. It's not anything else. It's something that makes them feel better. So when they do that, they have no guilt and they have no heavy weight on their shoulder. So anything that you've been into or any lives that you've been into and all of that, put it in the past and let it go, and just be careful where you go from here. Don't join everybody's stuff. Don't put an opinion in on everything. Don't do this, don't do that. And this goes for everybody, because then you end up in that circle of drama. If somebody can't hear you but a very few times, that's good. They heard you, because they're going to remember it because it was just a few times. The person that you constantly hear 24/7, 7 days a week with the same stuff, craziness, you don't believe anything but craziness. So everybody here,
day one, when people did that stuff, the drama, it wasn't about the kids. What other people are doing on other channels is their business. If people want to act crazy and stupid and do all this nonsense, that's on them. But the fact is, all right, these things, when people get out here, it's the same stuff. We don't really have all the information on Amari. We don't have all the information on the boys.
Yep. And that was why I decided to go live on this case. And I went live before, and I have all the videos in my Facebook group before the case went like national, before it went to the 2 or 3 interviews these boyfriend and the Taylor did. I was live. I was out there in search for Amari, in search of this kidnapper that allegedly took this little boy from his home. Okay. So did I believe that theory from the beginning? Absolutely not. I'm not going to sit here and tell anybody that I did, because not for 1 minute did I ever remember or believe that. But what I did as a mother, and what I did as a spiritual person, and what I did as somebody that likes to help the world, was I took myself out there and I put myself in those shoes, and I said, look, if my kid did get kidnapped, if my boyfriend did do something to my baby, I need to be out there. I need the world in this area to be, I need everybody that lives in Vegas to get off work, get off your phone, get off your tablet, get over here and look for my kid, because I would want the same thing if it was mine. No matter what the story was, no matter what state I was in when it happened, I leave my older children, the teenagers, here a few times during the week, and me and their dad go and we have our time at the lake. We go out to dinner. We go out to whatever. My whole entire house is on camera. There's not a foot inch around my house that is not seen on camera. I have it downloaded on my phone. All of my kids are on a map that shows their location. When they leave this house, I set it to, where are you going? We're going to Brittany's house. Okay. I set the notification. Let me know when they arrive at Brittany's house. Then when they arrive at Brittany's house, I say, you notify me when they leave Brittany's house. So there is some people that don't care about their children to do things like that, or to feel certain things. Like I can look at my daughter and I can tell you when she's sad. I can tell you when a friend made her mad. And they don't like it. And a lot of that has to do with my ability. And I can look and I can see my husband can't get me a gift for Mother's Day, for Christmas, I know what it is before he gets it. And he hates it. So sometimes people can miss things like that. But as a mother, before I even knew I had the gifts that I have, I could feel things from other people that were just wrong, evil, nice. I can have one conversation with somebody and know if I need to be strict with them, if I can show some compassion for them, or if I can just be a royal to them. So a lot of these people out here in Vegas, they're not stupid. You're not stupid if you live here in Vegas. This is a very upbeat town, it's constantly going. Nobody sleeps in this town. If you own a business, it's constantly open till Corona happened. So the fact that nobody in that area can say when they saw Amari with either Taylor or Terrell in the weeks leading up to the disappearance, and the fact that she believed his story of a bio family member coming and getting him, and all of this with all of the messages that she's put out on Facebook, put out to people in Messenger like me, canceling the search, and then claiming to other people in Messenger that she's made a search and nobody showed up. That was bullshit. Never once did Taylor make any type of search party. She did not drive around anywhere and people did not show up. She told people not to go in a specific area because he was in 3 other locations, but claims she told us to be in those locations. No, she didn't. The whole story's crazy. That's why I decided to join this on this case and talking, because I live here. I live 6 minutes from where Amari lived and was found. So I was one of the first people out there besides Nina Boy on YouTube. But in Vegas, I didn't see anybody that I've seen recently posting or putting up videos or anything like that there on the first few days in the hot weather, handing out flyers. And I don't know who claims they started this event for the Light Up the Night, but that was Melissa, myself, and Erica, and nobody else. So I don't know who all these other so-called boots on the ground are here. They definitely weren't there the night of Night Up the Light or Light Up the Night for Amari. They didn't do interviews with the news like we did. You guys can find those online.
Yeah,
I don't know.
the only two.
I'm going to come on here and tell you what I know for sure, and I have receipts to all of that.
Yeah, only people I seen was Nina Boy, and then Nikki came along. She was the second one. They were the only 2 I seen.
Like I was the first person to put a candle and a teddy bear for that little boy once we found his body within an hour of it breaking on the news. Might even have been within 30 minutes.
Yep, I remember. I was watching you live, so.
Whispers, that is the only thing I do not know at this time. I am not aware of that. I was out of town for the last 48 hours. So I was nowhere in Vegas. I was in Arizona. So I don't know what that fight was pertaining to. I don't know if this was a verbal fight. I don't know if this was a physical fight. I don't know if this was Taylor's family versus bio family. I don't know if this was Terrell family versus bio family. I do not have facts on that, and I do not have any validation that it's even true. So with that being said, I don't know in regards to that, so I cannot give you a valid answer.
Yeah, we don't know about that fight, huh?
But I did hear that it got physical and somebody was hurt, but I am not aware of any valid verification.
Well, I heard it. I heard it on SP's, and like I said, China was there. China asked the lady that she had talked to. Um, the lady, I guess that.
Yes, Sophia, you're correct. I put a missing video up of Amari within maybe 10 minutes of his story breaking that he was kidnapped.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And that is because I have local news set up on my phone, and I have had it set up on my phone since my brother's situation. So I get notified about everything that as soon as it hits Vegas TV, as it's live, it's on my phone with a video, it'll pop up. And if it's just a regular notification, like an article, it will like slide down my phone. It will say notification from Fox 5, this, that. I have it set up.
Fox 5.
I'm also in contact with the rant. I left plenty of emails there. I should be on the rant very soon about in regards to Amari.
Well, that's good.
I did see somebody by the name of China covering it. I'm not sure who she is. I'm not sure where she comes from or what channel or anything like that, but kudos to her. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was saying. She did a good job. Yeah, she's the one. She's China's friend. She was the one that was on with
I
the
did
boys.
get a video sent to me of her inside of the Emerald Suites as well. I do believe that is the same China, unless there's two that live here.
Well, yeah, that's China, but she goes by Naomi or whatever it is. But that's the girl that was on the case with the boys with SP.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I watch SP every now and then about the boys. But just because there hasn't been really any updates and because of all the drama that was going on, I don't really watch anybody's YouTubes right now because I just can't deal
I
with
stopped.
the drama, and I can only pray for so many people in one day.
I've been watching Delphi after the thing with the boys. You know, people can only take so much, man. It's like it's he said, she said. Like that's what little kindergarten kids do. You know, I mean, seriously, like that's just awful. But
Yeah,
listen,
I mean, I understand certain things. Like, I mean, everybody's going to speculate and everybody's going to have their own opinion and their theory.
yeah,
That's fine. That's normal. But
no,
to argue about it is where it becomes like, okay, like you do you, I do me, and we just go forward. Like, there's no reason for us. We don't even know each other. There's like no reason for us to sit here and like try to
yeah, no
kill
reason.
each other verbally and like when I was seeing the addresses and the family members and the whole nine put up on, I was like, okay, look, you guys, this is getting crazy. Like there's no need. Aren't we trying to help these people that are hurt and missing? Why are we hurting and attacking other people? I'm so confused.
Yeah, I was too. Yeah, that's when I stopped watching people because of that. I just said heck with it.
And that's why I like Facebook, because like you can block right away on your Facebook lives when people are coming in there to like, you know, say certain stuff. But because I've had a business page for so long on Facebook and I have a certain amount of subscribers, I think it's once you hit over 5,000 or something, you're able to set certain keywords that you don't want said in your chat. And I've set certain ones. So now I have way less trolls because they can't even come in there and say anything because Facebook will just automatically flag them. So, and I also like that you can't make several Facebook accounts without being flagged as well. Yes, there is several trolls that have several accounts, but it takes, you know, a little bit and then they eventually get hurt. See, YouTube, people are on here under like 15 accounts and it's the same person. And I'm like, wow, like
they go in and they go in and under like, you know, and you can sit there and tell who's doing it. Like it's like, damn.
yeah, like if you were to put a video on Facebook on some of these videos that I've seen of people threatening to come to their town and threatening to punch them in the face and guns and bullets and all of that, if you were to do that video on Facebook and it got reported, you're not going to be able to go live again for like 30 days.
You end up showing up at your door, man. I mean, those guys do that. Those people will sit there and do that. That's why, like, a lot of times why I stopped with Facebook. I mean, I do it like now, but like you see people that they'll sit there and do that stuff, and then next thing you know, like they're getting, you know, they're getting knocks on their doors, man. Like, and they're asking these people why they're doing that. And the same goes on here. If you don't like the people, you just stay away from them. All right, let them
Yep,
do what
it's
they
very
want.
easy to block somebody.
Let them talk. If they want to talk bad about you, let them do it. I mean, there's nothing we can do but control ourselves. That's it.
I have some videos on my YouTube of the boys. Just like valid information though, like the families' records and stuff like that, the houses they've owned. I don't really know too much as in like boots on the ground for the boys.
Right.
I'm in Vegas. I think your name is Vinci or Vince.
Is that Vinny?
Is it Vinci? No, it's Venice.
Vinci?
Vinci Bambi. But I feel as if, again, their story is bullshit. Trezell and Jacqueline's.
Yeah.
It's definitely more of a story than it is a memory. I believe bits and parts of his words that come out of his mouth is actually something that happened, but I don't believe it happened at the Cal City house. I don't believe it happened in the month of December. I don't believe that other people are not involved. I don't believe that the cops are a little bit ahead of than what they're saying to us. I think I think there's going to be a break soon. I don't know if it's going to be a big one. I don't know if it's going to be something that we've all been wanting, but I feel like some new information or something's going to pop up here shortly. And people are going to be very, very, very shocked about it because I do feel there's a few people
What have you done? Have you read them on the boys?
involved. Yes, I have.
And what comes like comes to
Well,
mind?
there's
Like,
lots of lies around them, and there has been lots of lies around them since they were born.
oh,
There's two females in particular that have never really had the best interest for those boys. More of a money thing, more of a welfare type of thing. And I'm not stating that this is the bio family or the adopted family. I'm just going to state that that's what I feel. I feel two women. I don't know exactly what side they come from, but I do get in my readings that something happened to them in the month of June and the month of July. And I feel like the dates between the 5th and the 11th are something very important. I also feel like the neighbor in the apartment complex to where Trezell and them used to live has some valid information leading up to before they moved. She's the
wow.
other female that I get as a neighbor. And then I also do feel as if there has been some, like, I wouldn't say like demanding, or well, I guess I want to say demanding. Like there's been some demanding situations in regards to people around there and people close to the case that have been told since about 2 months ago it started that they need to back off, and that there's people in, let's just say there's a total of 7 people that I pick up in the reading that are not who they say they are.
Hmm.
And I believe that that has something to do with the boys. I do not believe that the boys are alive, because I do believe I have spoke to the oldest one, but very shallow. I don't know if it is his actual spirit or if I'm actually just picking up his energy. But I do believe they were with somebody they knew very well before something happened to them,
Wow.
from what he shows me anyway. And he's not wearing what they say he's wearing. And they did have a blanket with them for sure. So when they're found, there will be a blanket.
Damn.
But I honestly don't feel like that they are alive. And if they are alive, the energy that I pick up is very weak, as if they might not be too much longer.
Huh.
Yes, Tina, that could very well be about the YouTube thing, yes. But I definitely feel it happened way before December. Their story is a story versus a memory. I believe it has to do I feel something hot. I don't know if it's a hot car. I don't know if it's a hot fire. I don't know if I get burned. I don't know, but it's hot. Like it's hot. Like as if I'm like on fire. Like I'm hot inside and outside of my body when I speak of them, when I pull cards on them, or when I hold my crystals. I definitely feel heat. So heat is something that's definitely related to them. And this could also be heat from a person, you guys. Heat from a person being put on to another person. But it's as if they cannot communicate with me. I tried to reach out to the mom about a month ago when I did my third reading and try to ask her if she knew if the boys could speak. Like, did they have a speech problem? Was one of them really deaf or something like that? Because when I try to connect with them, it's as if lips are moving, but I'm not hearing anything. So I take that with my readings and my abilities as either I'm being told not to say anything, I can't say something, or I'm unable to speak. I was old enough to talk, but I didn't speak. That type of feeling I get. You're welcome. Yeah, it could be like a heated situation. It could be. I don't think the boys were very sociable. I don't feel as if there was just, they didn't feel like they could be. They didn't feel loved enough. They didn't, I feel very shined out, like just alone. I'm the outcast. Like I feel as if I'm there, but I'm not there. And I don't know how to make sense of that, if that makes sense. He's still never seen the video of the boys going shopping with their family, apparently, or whatever. So, I mean, there's so much
Nick,
with that story that just doesn't make sense.
I'm gonna drop down, Nikki. So thanks for letting me come up again.
Okay. All right. You're welcome. Thank you. There, to me, I see footy pajamas, like that they don't need shoes. But it's weird because then I also see them in like a swim shorts type of thing, if that makes sense, with flip-flops. I don't know if that's earlier in the day that this incident takes place or what, but I do feel as if it was an accident, if that makes any sense. And I feel like they were in one spot if they're not alive and then moved to another spot, as if like these people are 10 steps ahead. You know what I mean? Like they kind of knew the route that it was going to take. You know, I don't know. It's very weird. I see like an old film play out in my head when like an old black and white TV, like the film screen where it flickers and then the next, clip comes up and it does it again and again, like an old movie. I mean, I think Cal City Police and stuff could have done if they would have just listened to the story that was given a little bit more, kind of like our officers did out here for Amari, I think they kind of would have been led in a different direction. That could have possibly been more of the but all I can really say on that is what I know to be facts for myself and what I can see with my own two eyes. And that interview was bullshit. I don't believe them boys ever made it to Cal City, ever. That whole moving and all that was part of the story. It didn't happen. They were nowhere in California City, ever. It all happened in Bakersfield or near or by a street name with the letter J. And I know that Jacqueline's name, but that's not what I'm picking up. It is an actual street name. That's where I believe lots of evidence or lots of information from neighbors or somebody. It's a location that they normally don't go. But people are aware of, if that. No attitude. After this long, I don't believe so. Because I do believe their faces have been shared everywhere. I know my followers on my business page are in New Zealand, London, France, Europe, Dubai, and the boys' face has been shared. And I do believe that if somebody had them, they would have given them up for this reward money, unless it had something to do with sex trafficking. But I'm sorry, no offense. Just look up some pictures of recent people that have been caught sex trafficking children. Trezell and Jacqueline do not look like your average sex traffickers. However, Trezell does look very smart. And I think he's been very smart this whole time. And that's why there's no evidence so far. And I'm not talking about his story and all that, because that shit was not smart. That was stupid. But I'm talking about how he went about it. Waited a certain amount of time to report them. Like, evidence decreases each day as you go. So let's just say something happened back in June. Okay, this is what I feel. I feel a birthday party, like, there's some type of big event that's going on, and there's lots of people there, whether this is their family, their friends, this is out in the public, I don't know. But we either lose them, find them, and then, like, something's wrong. I mean, I didn't mean to say lose them, find them. I mean, we either lose them while we're there and we really can't find them, and we don't want to look at like, oh my God, we lost our kids at this big ass event or something. So we put this whole theory together that, all right, let's move. We're going to get a new house. We're just going to say these boys became missing out of our backyard because right now we're living in an apartment and we can't have the kids go missing out of our apartment. Okay. We'll just say maybe, maybe not. We don't know. Okay. But you can sit here and say the story wouldn't have fit at the loss or the, what is it apartment complex called? I can't even freaking think of it right now. Why not? Costa Loma. There we go. The Costa Loma apartments. You can't have a kid go missing from the backyard, right? All you got is like a little front porch balcony thing, right? So it was like a birthday, an event, something happens, they go missing. So they create this theory. Okay. But then I go back to that and I'm like, okay, well, if they went missing, once these people saw them all over the news, wouldn't they give the kid back? Oh, here, so then that throws that story out, right? That's like, well, that can't be possible. So then I got to go back to, okay, this was a inside job here. We were at a family member's house. We were at a significant other's house. What is it? A secret, like you're cheating on your significant other, your second dude, okay? Your sidekick, your side chick, your side dude, whatever, okay? It happened somewhere like that nobody's talking. Why can't anybody tell us when the last time it was that they seen these boys? Anybody besides the bio mom, because that was a long time ago, and we need something valid right now, current, like right now, within the last few months. And nobody in Cal City could give you that. In Chief Walker's first 3 videos or whatever, no neighbors had seen them, blah, blah, blah. Then they wanted to confirm that there was a neighbor that had seen some boys, but they don't know if it was the boys. Well, then we didn't see the boys. So I don't know what you're talking about. You don't have any evidence either. Like I'm trying to tell everybody that's on this game, ain't nobody got more evidence than the next, because nobody got to me. We don't know where they were last. We don't know if they ever were in Cal City, because I personally believe they weren't. I believe that was all part of their thing. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. My niece decided to run amok, okay, and want to do things because she's 15, and she's grown and she knows what she's doing, and hang out in the situation kind of like Taylor is hanging out in, okay? The cops were so sick of hearing from me and my cousin out here that they finally were like, okay, we'll go here and check. Because at first they were like, well, you can't just give us this address and say that she's there. We need proof. So, okay, I started staking it out. Finally, I seen her. I videoed. I took pictures. I got the license plates of this 30-year-old dude's car. Okay, the whole 9. Finally, I tell them, check this out. Gets to looking. Over here, this is where she's at. The guy's 30. The apartment's registered in his name. He's got the car. He's got this. He's got that. Okay. My niece was missing for 24 hours, and we had everybody in that area that she was last seen at calling our phones, telling us every time she came back over in that area. Yeah, we would try to get there and we couldn't catch her for a couple of weeks. It was a runaround for like 2 weeks, but we didn't stop, especially because we kept getting tips that we were seeing her. We went. Every tip we got, we went. Every video we got sent, we went. We went out here to Child Nevada Seekers too, and we got her flyer and we got it out on the news and everything. They only aired it one time because she was considered a runaway because she left, willingly. We finally got her back home. Long story short, she ended up in a lot of trouble, leaving again, coming back, leaving again, and ended up, going to a teenager's, juveniles facility. She's better now and out, and she's over 18, but that's besides the point. So a lot of this shit can happen. I've seen it with my own eyes, and I've been in it. But the cops and stuff here versus the cops in Cal City, that's where I think the issue is the cops and the way that they investigate. Because our cops out here in our news, they don't like to be tagged. Boy, they hate my name on a story. I'll have them personally message me. Are you wanting us to cover the case, or is there something that yeah, because hello, do you not see me tagging you all over the place? Like, come on now. You guys got to stay on them and stuff, if anybody is in Cal City right now or Bakersfield, I would be emailing the Bakersfield department. Don't call and take up their line because, there could be a valid tip coming in or something. But, email them. Email the chief and ask them. Say, the public deserves and wants and needs an update. What's going on? Are you still just at a 360? Like his last message that he stated on his, they're at a 360. You know what that says, right? That means we're in Cal City and it just 360 us back to Bakersfield, where we should have been in the beginning. The Taylor case reminds me of Casey Anthony. And this Trezell case reminds me of the other family members that, or mother and father that said their kid got kidnapped but was found in like the freezer or something in their house. Some sick ass shit. I don't even know what state it was in, but I mean, it's all crazy. But yeah. It's sad. The Cal City boys still need their face spread. If anybody sees them, they do need to contact the, Bakersfield PD or whatever the secret witness number is. I have it in one of these videos on my thing. Like I said, I don't really cover that case other than like just some news information or updates and address changes or stuff like with the West and all that, because I don't know that case on the ground out there. Like I was not there first few days. I don't know who was there. I don't know who wasn't. I don't know what time they showed up. I don't know what time they left. I don't know what live videos there are. I don't know. Only thing I know is a few things I've seen on YouTube in regards to it and the things that I have shared personally in my own group and my own Instagram and now on YouTube. So I'm not sure. I think she is. But I love and, send blessings to everybody on YouTube that's covering anybody's missing case. Whether it's 1 case, 3 cases, 5 cases, 10 cases, I thank you. And I know that their family and them themselves thank you. And all the drama is for, the llama and your mama, because I'm not in it. I don't need nobody coming at me because I'm not the tree you want to be barking up. So I don't back down. I am not afraid of nobody. I do what I do, when I do it, how I do it, when I want to do it, and why I want to do it. And I'll let nobody, my own husband don't tell me what to do. He supports me on anything. However, if I look retarded or I'm completely out of line, he will tell me. But other than that, Orrin and Orson, aka Classic and Sincere, are still missing from Cal City since December 21st of 2020. And anybody with any information is urged to call Bakersfield PD, the secret witness, Crime Stoppers, FBI, whatever, whoever. Call them all. I don't care. That would be better if you did. With any information leading to where they are, where they could be, who could have took them, who could have hurt them, why they could have hurt them. And don't forget that there's justice for Amari. I will be live on Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as I have created a drive for Amari. We will drive from the park over there into the suites, through the suites, out, up, and into the Emerald Suites, and out and around and up to the end of Paradise and Desert Inn. Just 1 week from when Amari's body was found, just to show Amari while he's looking down that we still remember your story and we still stand by and support the justice for Amari Nicholson, as well as Jawahar IG, who's been missing from Las Vegas, actually Henderson, Nevada, from an Armagosa trail, very active trail site next to a new construction site of new homes. Her car was found with her keys, her wallet, and her phone. No sight of her. I have physically been to that search place. In the very beginning, I was one of the very first few people to be out there, including her family and some of their friends, to search the trail, to search the mountains. I searched from sunup to sundown. I put flyers in every store, every home in that area, every park, the dog park, the fire department, the dental office, the bank, everything with no sign, no sightings of Jawahar Haji missing since December 23rd of 2020 in Henderson, Nevada. Also, am covering the case of Eric Rangel, who very much deserves nothing but to sit in a cell for the rest of his life for taking the life of Leslie Palacio, a friend of his for 20 plus years that he took out for drinks and dinner and took advantage of her and then took her life and left her in the Valley of Fire in Nevada in a hot desert on a hot day, and then had the nerve to put out an own missing report for himself and his father, who clearly had a very big role in the murder of Leslie Palacio. It is seen on video, if you look it up, Jose Rangel, the father, cleaning up the driveway after helping his son put the body in their truck and drive away. It also shows early in the morning, Eric Rangel pulling up with Leslie, guiding her into the home before later dragging her lifeless body to the car. Eric Rangel is wanted for murder in Nevada. He could be anywhere in the United States, but most likely is somewhere in Durango, Mexico. And probably has changed his hair and everything else, but he's got significant tattoos, and you can see all those in my YouTube videos, as well as on my Instagram missing persons page and wanted, as well as my group. His father was recently caught about 2 months ago at the border. He is currently held here at Clark County Detention Center, awaiting his involvement in destroying evidence and all of that stuff with the murder. But the real perpetrator is still out there. The murderer, Eric Rangel, needs to be caught, and he needs to be placed in custody so that the Palacio family, her mother, her sisters, who daily still go on and pray and hope for the justice for Leslie. We've gotten half of it. We need the rest. Eric needs to be put away so that Palacio family and Leslie can all get the justice that they need and finally be able to maybe put some peace to the loss of their daughter and their sister. I haven't seen that story. I'm gonna have to go over these comments, guys. I've been on live for a while, so I'm gonna get off. I do have children to pick up in a little bit, so I will try to go over these comments. Please, if you guys watch the replay, let us know what you think. You know, will Taylor be arrested is the next question. Will Taylor have any charges to this case regarding Amari Nicholson? Did anybody else play a role in Amari Nicholson's death besides this so-called boyfriend of Taylor? Did the grandma know more than she's saying? Did Taylor recently just get her phone stolen, or was it left in a car? What's really going on? What are the friends and the family saying about it? Can we talk to any of them? Stay tuned. We'll see. Love and light, peace and harmony, and many blessings and prayers to the ones that really need it out there, and especially Amari's biological family, who are grieving the loss of Amari at this time.